The Arizona State University story, the growth of a great university.
With the conference title, Top 10 National
World-class university with multiple campuses.
Generations of ASU graduates have returned to campus since that first commencement of the class of 1888, filled with memories of close friends, faculty mentors, assignment deadlines, campus club events, and off-campus activities. Homecoming at ASU is a very personal experience that is brought to life by rediscovery of our campus traditions and the search for familiar people and places. The growth and change of ASU make homecoming particularly poignant, because if they look carefully, alums can still find their history amongst the ever-changing campus buildings and the faces of students, staff, and faculty. The first ASU homecoming dates back to 1926, a rainy Friday night in December. The Tempe State Teachers College Alumni Association invited graduates back to campus for a bonfire and pep rally that night, in preparation for the homecoming football game to be played Saturday afternoon. The game against the Phoenix Indian School made a muddy mess of the new football field located at the present-day site of the Memorial Union. The Student Council organized the second ASU homecoming in 1927, which featured the first homecoming parade and a trophy donated by Mr. and Mrs. Garfield Goodwin to recognize the best parade float. The football field was dedicated to Frederick Cap Irish this year. In the 1930s, many enduring homecoming traditions were established. 2 parades with floats were held, the morning parade down Central Avenue in Phoenix, and the afternoon pregame parade in Tempe. Beard-growing contests called Whiskerino started in this period, and the homecoming king and queen were crowned at a homecoming ball. Float and house decorations were judged in several categories. Most homecoming traditions were continued in the 1940s, although football games were suspended from 1943 to 1945. Campus administrators expressed concerns about excessive drinking, floats with inappropriate messages, and a shortage of faculty volunteers serving as chaperones at the homecoming ball. In these years, President Gamage personally crowned the homecoming royalty with these words:
"All loyal subjects of the realm of Arizona State, you are gathered here to witness the coronation of 2 of your number, duly chosen by you as your king and queen. These 2 have been chosen by you as typical of the highest qualities among men. I charge your royal obedience and cooperation with these, your chosen rulers."
A special midwinter homecoming was held in January 1946 to celebrate the end of World War II and welcome veterans to the college. President Gamage invited alumni to homecoming in a special announcement on KTAR radio. The 1950s were the golden age of homecoming at ASU. In this period, homecoming featured a full week of events, including Western dress and square dancing. Those arriving without the required Western apparel were subject to the humiliation of a donkey ride around the quadrangle, incarceration in the bullpen, or a small fine. Parade floats became major productions with as many as 20,000 handmade crepe paper flowers. Campus fraternities, sororities, and clubs entered house and window decoration contests, which attracted carloads of local residents anxious to see what the students came up with this year. At least 10 high school bands would perform in addition to the ASC marching band. The Associated Students of Arizona State College coordinated the popular election of the homecoming king and queen, and the Alumni Association sponsored an all-alumni banquet. Student interest and traditions faltered in the homecomings of the 1960s. Western Week festivities were set aside, the beard contests ended, and no homecoming parades were held from 1959 to 1965. In 1964, Vonda K. Van Dyke ASU's second Miss America, returned to crown homecoming royalty Terry Coulter and Marilyn Webb. In 1966, homecoming parades returned, but they were smaller and only marched through Tempe. Homecomings of the 1970s reflected the political activism of the times, as well as the success of Frank Cush's Sun Devil football teams.
All season long, the fans had been pleading for ASU to put it all together and really blast somebody. They got their wish in the homecoming game against University of Pacific. The defensive unit produced 4 spectacular touchdowns, and the offense added 3 to lead 48-7 at halftime. Final score, ASU 55, Pacific 14. That set the stage for the biggest big game in Arizona history.
In the first half of the 70s, the homecoming parade was replaced with campus decorations and displays. In 1971, the Associated Students withdrew all support for homecoming, leaving planning to the Alumni Association. The 70s was also the era of big-name homecoming entertainment, with Ella Fitzgerald, Sergio Mendes, Billy Joel, Bob Hope, Paul Williams, and the Beach Boys performing at either the University Activity Center or Gamage Auditorium. The tradition of big entertainment continued in the 1980s, featuring the Chinese National Acrobatic Amateur Team, King Crimson, the Platters, the Ink Spots, the Who, and John Cougar. In 1980, homecoming was again expanded into a full week of events, with the general public invited to a Fun Fest carnival. A golf tournament, racquetball tournament, and a distance run were included in these years. In 1985, a bonfire pep rally was held in the Salt River Bottom.
1986, a year of triumph and recognition for Arizona State. A year to remember. California is the opposition, but Scott Stevens' interception in the game's opening minutes flattens whatever resistance the Bears might offer. ASU becomes the state of Arizona's first ever Rose Bowl representative, finishing the regular season as the nation's 7th-ranked college football team.
The homecoming program was again shortened in the 1990s, offering events Thursday through Saturday, and sports tournaments and bonfires were not continued. But spirit and cultural days were established on Katy Mall, and the coronation ceremony for the homecoming royalty was moved from the ticketed homecoming ball to Katy Mall so all could attend. In 1994, President Laddie Coor, football coach Bruce Snyder, and 400 alumni, students, faculty, and staff revived the Lantern Walk tradition with a candlelit procession up to the A on Tempe Butte. In 2001, homecoming planners applied the Fest Devil title to homecoming, but events were limited to Friday and Saturday. The following year, Dick Jacobs, the original performing Sun Devil from the class of '53, served as Grand Marshal of the Homecoming Parade. In 2003, President Crow's entrepreneurial spirit infected the staff, alumni, and students of ASU, who created and hosted the largest and most spectacular homecoming block party ever held. The Fest Devil Homecoming Block Party closed University Drive and featured an art walk, craft fair, and information display tents created by most every ASU department, office, and organization. Homecoming at ASU is now the annual event that ties all of us together. The trials, tribulations, and successes of our experiences as alumni, students, faculty, and staff serve as our common ground, and our beautiful and growing campus is our second home. ASU is our place under the sun in the Vale of Old Tempe. Hail to Arizona State, and go Sun Devils!
coronation of two of your number, duly chosen by you as your king and queen. These two have been chosen by you as typical of the highest qualities among men. I charge your royal obedience and cooperation with these, your chosen rulers. To you, as rulers of this group of individuals, I charge you with the faithful response to the honor which has been accorded. I charge you with the faith that has been vested in you by these, your subjects, and may you ever strive for a clearer conception of those virtues which have caused your selection, to better typify and personify them to all mankind. By the authority vested in me by the subjects of this realm, the students of Arizona State, I crown you Queen of the campus, to rule with graciousness and humility, an example of virtue and beauty. With this same authority, I crown you King of this realm. May your office reflect credit on these, your subjects, and may your rule be marked as an attribute to manhood, temperance, leadership, and honor. May progress ever attend the course of this dominion, and may these two royalty, after leaving its province, continue as the personification of its spirit, a reflection of the highest in its ideals and standards.